we need to think of a new advert for freebets.com.
Get your best betting offers from freebets.com.
Yeah, that'll do.
The following deals are now live.
Matt Lenihan for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and Forged Irish Stout. We're here, Sean O'Hagan, going to do a bit of a year review. It's been a funny old year, a lot of opportunities. I know you feel very hard done by and a lot of them as well, but just in your own words, sum up how you feel about this year, 2023. It's been an interesting one.
So it's a year review.
Yeah,
a bit like Jules Holland, isn't it, really?
Yeah,
Jules Holland, Ogmany show.
Yeah, only a bit higher quality.
Well, it started shit, and it's finished shit. We had that ridiculous decision with Josh against Lopez. After that, then we get dragged to the other side of the world with Maxi Hughes against George Kambosos. It sent him inside out and stood him on his head. The entire world saw it. We got robbed again. Then we comes back over here. We get it again, don't we? With Josh and Leigh again. Some reason referee thought he'd just stop it in the middle of round where Leigh were going. So, and then top it all off. Little trip to Dublin with Reece Mould again. Entire world saw Reece Mould just set Mickey out of Gary Cully, really. And again, we can't buy a win, can we?
Before we go on to specifics, has this year has it tested you in terms of boxing and why you do it? Because ultimately, we've seen a lot of highs. You've had a lot of them, success with Josh. Obviously, Max's run of form, even now, still on that run of form because of what happened. And Reece Mould, who's sort of at this weight, had a bit of a resurgence and put on a great performance in Dublin. But have you sort of sat there and gone, you know what? Why do I bother, kind of thing at times?
I ask myself that every time something like that happens. Why do I bother? In fact, we got back from Dublin on Sunday. I retired on Monday. Started getting my list of jobs to be done round house and in garden. I decided that on Friday I were making a comeback. So that's just boxing and how it goes now, isn't it? But it's a shame because it just seems to be that these things, it's done blatantly now. There's no shame. Nobody's got any shame, have they? You know what I mean? I'm going to do this and they'll do it. And they don't care who's watching and who's listening and who's got up to say. They just do it blatant. You know what I mean? And it's getting hard. And I don't think why do I bother? I don't even know why I'm in here now. It's freezing cold. Freezing cold.
You love it, don't you?
I think you know what it is. Yeah, we love it. We love it, and we can't be beat by these people. That's what it is. So, I think I can't leave it like this. Can't leave it like this, honestly.
When you look at the three things that have happened, I mean, we'll call Josh and Lopez last year because it was December time, but if we take it from Maxi in Oklahoma, I was ringside. There was a lot of people ringside. Pound for pound, one of the best in the world. Shuko Stevenson ringside. Tim Bradley, amongst others. Boma. The general consensus was that Maxi Hughes had done it. And I remember going into that fight week, a lot of people said, yeah, Maxi's a good fighter, but this is the levels. But Maxi went in there, showed he was more than capable, that he was at that level. And to many of us, thought he'd come away with one of the best sort of victories for an away fighter in a long time. I know, speaking to him, there's obviously things in the pipeline which I suppose a little bit of positive is going to come from it, but that was a tough bit of pill to swallow, wasn't it?
It was absolutely horrible. It was the longest flight back home that we ever had.
Especially where you got called Timmy on the way home.
Especially in economy. In economy, Lodi Bella, if you see this, economy, come on. Cut me a bit of slack, at least get me a decent say on the way home, you know. Been a rough ride. Last 12 months has been a rough ride.
You must be proud of that performance though from him, because you had that game plan. I remember speaking to you the week before, it was you left no stone unturned. So to see him actually put it into practice and get to the end of it, regardless of what the announcement was, you must have been like, you know, that's good going.
Well, I thought, yeah, absolutely. I thought, you know what, he's done him. He's done him, and he's done him that convincingly. Nobody, they can't even think about robbing him. But, you know, they did. But performance-wise, listen, how do you lose a fight? You should go down ranking, shouldn't you? You don't move up 8 places, do you? Which is what he's done. And now he's been spoke about all over the place in the same terms as Lomachenko and the rest of them, you know. So he put himself in the shop window. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat this year that's just gone, with Maxi especially, as a little bit of bonus money. Yeah. And we're getting back on it. We're back on it now, but after Christmas, we're all back, and we're all back with a vengeance. And we're going to spin it, turn it upside down, stand it on its head, and come back to winning ways. Because you look at them performances and people say, oh, he's a bad load, it's sour grapes because he didn't get his own. No, it ain't. If you're going to be honest, even haters, if you're going to be honest with yourself, sit and watch the fights. Sit and watch the performances by referees and judges who are never ever held to account. It's always trainer. It's always trainer's fault. And haters, I love them. You want to hear them. Oh, you can feel knives going in, and then I don't know social media, but people tell me.
It's a good job, honestly. It's a cruel place.
Yeah, well, all I've got to say to haters is, fuck them. Not interested. Find something to do. Get an hobby. Play golf. Do a bit of painting or something. I don't know. Whatever hobby. Find an hobby.
Well, look, there's another 2 parts to this. So, Josh put on a terrific performance against Leigh Wood. I spoke to Josh about it, and he's been over it, but it seems like we're gearing up for a rematch at 130, higher weight, an away day, something that Josh has been wanting himself. He's been wanting that. I know he's talked about America for a long time, but the fact that he gets to bring Leeds to another city, I think is something that he's more than up for, and he's got a buzz. After the Lopez fight, I felt like, because it was the world title situation, he was obviously he was extremely down and a bit upset with himself about not starting quicker. But after this one, after speaking to him, although he's been obviously visibly upset, I feel like that fire's still there to go and prove a point. Is that what we're seeing? And have you any sort of inkling about, you know, how sure you are that this fight is going to happen? Because he wants to run that back.
I think common sense that this fight's going on. I really do. I think it's one of the biggest fights over there, outside the heavyweight division. You know, it's. I think it's got to happen. I think, you know, there's a little bit of thing between. Like I say, I don't know social media, but I don't know what Josh and Leigh's been having a little chirp at each other, haven't they?
A little bit, yeah.
They always do, but you know what? It don't matter what they say, because you don't end up fight whoever wins, whoever loses. They'll give each other a big cuddle, won't they? Yeah, and they'll be all laughs and smiles. So all this in between's all bollocks, isn't it, really? I mean, let's face it, to be honest. He wants a nice big payday, and he wants a nice big payday. He gets to spend weekend in Nottingham, which is like, it's not Las Vegas, but it's all right. I quite enjoyed it, going down to Nottingham before.
Sheffield before, wasn't it?
Sheffield it was, yeah, but we did a little, we've been to Nottingham. What did we go
yeah, you were Nottingham with Max, weren't you?
Yeah, Maxi Hughes enjoyed it in Nottingham, it was all right. But yeah, I think it will happen. I think it's got to happen, hasn't it?
In this rematch, what's going to be the difference? Because in terms of Josh's performance, obviously and it can only take one sort of misstep, one slight error, and obviously he's known for this durability and this, you know, shows a lot of heart. I'm not going to take anything away from him. What we're saying now, because at the end of the day, he pulled out shots when he needed to. But what happens in this rematch?
In this rematch, hopefully we don't get a break in momentum that we got. I'll just make it clear that my issue weren't so much with the stoppage. My issue was with the break in momentum. With the point. That was my issue, and you know, you can look back, even referee himself. I don't dislike him, you know what I mean. I'm not having a go at him, but even he can look back, and if he's going to be honest, he's going to say, do you know what, I made a bollocks there. You know what I mean? Because we human, aren't we? I made a bit of a bollocks there. Fucking hell, you know what I mean? So it weren't the stoppage, because you know now, if you get knocked down, you've got to stand up, you've got to look at the referee. You don't stand up, think, I'll just fucking have one back to my corner, then turn round. You don't do it. After the point was second off, I was screaming at him to just forget this round, we'll start again. Start again next round, let it go. But fighters being fighters, it's just what they're made of, isn't it? Yeah. But, I mean, Leigh was banging on about weight all the time, about how much he's drained at this weight. Almost building a case for himself that when he gets beat, he can use that as an excuse. It's all bollocks. Listen, if you get in the ring at 9 stone to fight, or you're weighing at 9 stone to fight, then you've done it. That's it. You can't start using weight as excuses. Interestingly, though, we've decided, listen, we're going for them 9 stone. He's been doing it 13 years now. We're going up now. Win, lose, draw against Leigh Wood, but he's still moved up. Yeah. So that says everything, doesn't it, really?
Well, look, it'll be a big fight if and when it happens. Let's come on to Reece. More recently, obviously I was around his back-end fight week, went there as a fan. Consensus, a lot of people close by for me felt that Reece had done enough. Spoke to others, they thought Cully had done enough. But it was a good fight, it was an interesting fight to say the least. Are you going to try push for that rematch for Reece to go and try and fight Gary again?
I think Reece deserves that. I think if we are going to be, again, if we're going to be honest and you want to sit there and score it, Gary Cully's fans will say Gary Cully, Gary edged it, he did enough, but and Reece's lads are always going to say Reece. I'm obviously going to say Reece. If you sit and score it, take yourself out of the equation, trainer, mate, whatever, fan, sit and score it. I think Reece got it with 2 shots the entire fight. 2 decent shots as well. Never budged him. Reece will pressing fight. If you look at the stats, the punch stats, how can he throw more, land more power punches and lose the fight? It just don't go, does it? It don't go. So, we will be pushing for that. I think they owe him it, really. We're willing to go over there. We had an idea. We said it shouldn't be in boxing that before we even get up playing, you know what they're going to do if we don't stop him. You shouldn't have to have that mindset. It should be, let's go over, let's beat him any way we can. But now we've got people saying, if we don't stop him, we won't get it. It shouldn't be like that. I think it needs an entire revamp, and I think when I said about we need some new blood in judging and refereeing ranks, I think we do. And that's not having a go at the lads that are there now, because they turn up week in, week out. You know what I mean? Yeah. For the big lump of money, whatever they get. I'm sure it's because they love it as well. But it's not having a go at them. I genuinely think that they do need some time for a change, and I think it's desperately needed. I think it's needed that this local commission thing, well, you'll do it over there, so we're going to do it. Just let's have it neutral. Let's have it how it's meant to be. You know what I mean? How it used to be.
100%. Well, look, I think it's going to be a big year. I know it's been, I suppose, disappointment and a bit frustrating, but I think next year, with obviously who you've got in the gym and some of the young guns coming through as well, there's going to be a bright future. Look, a couple more before we sign this off. This will go out after Christmas, but what's the one gift you want from Christmas? What do you want to get?
The one gift that I want for Christmas?
Yeah, you pick. You can get any present for Christmas. What do you want? Keep it clean.
There's a good chance that my missus might say this, So what I'm going to say is, I look for that. A nice old vintage Lambretta would be lovely. Yeah. I don't think I'm going to get it. But one gift for Christmas, you know what?
This will come out after Christmas, so we're not. It's not going to affect anything, but just be nice to know.
You know what? I don't want anything for Christmas. All I want is a little bit of fairness for the boys. That's all I want. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I think Christmas for me, to be honest with you, it's not really about. I'm a Catholic anyway. I was brought up a Catholic. Went to Catholic school, so for me it does have a little bit of meaning to Christmas. You know what I mean? I don't know. I don't need anything material. I've got everything I want. So, peace and quiet. Peace all over the world.
Any New Year's resolutions? Are you gonna make any changes? Anything you want to stick to?
I might drop a few pound in weight.
Yeah.
We'll see.
You're making that commitment.
Yeah, I've started with smoking, as you can see.
Yeah. And vapes now. You're not. Have you been vaping all this time?
Well, intention was that if I go on vapes, I'll stop smoking cigs, you see. But you see, with these lads in here, it's the one I'm not on class A drugs training these, like working in here with these. So
You've got some damage, haven't you?
Yeah, I'm damaged. I'm damaged, psychologically damaged with these lot. What I've had to, you saw what I had to put up with in Oklahoma. Absolutely ridiculous it was. No, so for Christmas, I don't know. I'd say it'd be lovely and I genuinely mean this now. I like a laugh and everything, but I would love to see a nice calm spread across the entire fucking world, really. Just like when we had COVID, everything settled down, it was peaceful, wasn't it?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if we can do it then we can do it now. They shouldn't be fighting wars, kids shouldn't be getting killed, should they?
Yeah.
Civilians, women, kids, there's no need for it this day and age. We can't find a solution.
I think that's a perfect way to end it. No material stuff, just general peace. Well, look, Sean, it's been a pleasure. I've caught up with you, yourself, the gym, quite a lot of the year, and long may it continue, and we'll bounce into next year. And let's see what happens. So I want to thank you for talking to Boxing Social. We'll be back and we'll catch up with you sometime in the new year.
Absolutely. And everybody, a Merry Christmas and a prosperous New Year.